Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? Hello, 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 hello. Okay, cool. I asked Armello to come in here. I don't know what trade he's talking about. Okay, cool. So I just want to go over SLGG. I don't know, Mark, do you know what stock Armello is talking about right now? I know he mentioned SLGG earlier, but I was kind of hoping he'd come in here. I asked him if he was going to come in here live, but he might be too upset. But that's one of the biggest things, the emotional aspect of trading. You have to forget and leave at the door, okay? This is SLGG, all right? This morning, I don't remember when or if this is one that we took a trade on. Let me see. How about now? Is that better? Is that a little bit better with the sound? I know we're on a little bit of a delay, but I'm not sure if the sound is working better or not. So somebody out there, just give me a heads up. Let me know if you can hear me on here, if everything sounds good. Okay. So I don't know what ticker he's talking about. Mark, if you do, let me know. I just hit a little button. I don't know what it does, but maybe that's a little better. So anyhow, on SLGG, okay, following the rules, okay, a good entry would have been right here. It was your first green candle to break through your 200, your 20, and your VWAP. So this would have been entry number one, okay? According to the rules, you would have been out right here on your third candle. No money lost, a few dollars, nothing. Bad entry, but according to the rules, good entry, but not the right time, okay? This would have been your second entry on this candle right here. I don't know. I asked him, but now I'm live. I'm not going to jump back and forth. I asked him to join us. Okay, you would have been knocked out right here, according to the rules. Yeah, I mean, I wish he was here because I'm doing this specifically for him. You know, I know it's frustrating sometimes. Right now, the market, I've been saying this for 3 weeks. Sometimes it's better to sit out. You know, just like that song goes. You got to know when to walk away and know when to run, right? But there are still tradable stocks out there. Again, you don't want to trade in all this choppiness. I've said that time and time again. This is what you're looking for when you trade. You know, you're looking for direction, you're looking for color, and you're looking for an entry. Okay, this could have been a good entry here. Okay, but it wasn't. It wasn't the right time. It was a good entry, the wrong time. Same thing here. Good entry, wrong time. Same thing right here. This is where you would enter, above or at the 20. But it was the wrong time. This candle would have took you out. Right here would have been your next entry. Okay? And then look, that entry worked. That would have been your winning entry. So you had 3 bad ones. And again, I've showed you guys this before, but I'm going to show you again for those of you who are here right now. Some of you are new. But when you're looking at this, as far as this goes, look at your losses right here, okay? Your loss is minimal. Okay, you would have been in and out right there with that little circle. Your second entry, same thing. You would have been in and out. Your third entry, it's the same thing. Even though this goes up, you're still not losing any money because of where you entered. You would have been making money here, and this would have stopped you out. Okay? So now you got 3 bad entries, 3 very minimal losses. Okay, the stock is going up. That's a good sign. You know, if it's heading up like this, that there's a possibility you're going to get your win. Here is your win. Okay? Look at your win. Look how many losses you can fit inside your win. Okay? When you get 2 or 3 good wins a day or in a week, you can afford 100, 200, 300 losses that are going to fit inside your win. So the losses is the number one key to this game. Okay, don't lose more than 1 bar. If you lose more than 1 bar, you have nobody to blame except yourself. Okay, I don't use trailing stop losses. I told you guys that before. If you're here trading, okay, it's not like we're trading Tesla where, yeah, you should use a trailing stop because Tesla can drop $40, $50, $100 in 1 bar very quickly. These stocks can't do that, okay? You can cut your losses instantaneously by watching the stock, all right? So I just wanted to share that with you guys real quick. You know, as long as you're cutting your losses, it doesn't matter how many times you're getting in and out of the stock. I just hit the tab on another computer. Sorry about that. So that's the name of this game, okay? Like, nobody knows what the market's going to do, which is why we have this set of rules in place. And if you follow these rules and you don't deviate from them, that's one of the hardest parts about this, is if you already have skills or learn something from somebody else, this is what is going to be hard for you. Okay, again, you're not sitting here staying in a bad losing trade hoping that it goes up. That's not how you're going to be profitable. You'll never become a profitable trader by doing that. You're going to become a profitable trader by taking entries where you're supposed to, cutting your losses quickly, and keep re-entering. Okay, this one was on the scanner. Alright? So this one was definitely a watch today. There's no problems there. It has been going up. It's been making a nice uptrend. But again, the way the markets have been, like I said this morning, use caution, you know? Look at this. We don't want to play this kind of garbage. We want to play like this area once it works itself out. But that doesn't mean that you cannot take trades when the strategy tells you. Again, you want to take every trade that the strategy we teach tells you to take. But just cut your losses quickly. Because if you get scared and hesitant, you're not going to catch these moves. You know, a lot of people would get in here, lose, get in here, lose, get in here, lose, but they're not looking at the overall picture, right? They're not looking at the trend. It's starting to make higher highs. It's starting to make lower lows. If it wasn't doing that, then you forget it. Like if you lost here and then it went down here, if you lost right here and then the stock just tanked here, okay, you don't have another entry, but it didn't. It kept going up, okay? It's making higher highs and higher lows. So you know that something is changing in this stock. Even from down here, it's been making higher highs and higher lows. Now, had it went the opposite from here and just went like this, well, you know there's no entry there, right? So that's the name of this game. Like I said, nobody knows. No amount of anything that you could ever learn is going to teach you what the stock's going to do. Okay, when we play the stock, we want to look at the past, right? The past is going to give you the best indication of what the future is going to do in the stock market.
Right.
So you always see me flipping back between stocks, but here, looking at the past, from this point on, right here, the stock changed, and the direction started changing and started going up. So now here, you could have this stock on your radar. It should have been anyway. It was a morning runner. So now that the stock changed from this pattern going down. Now all you're doing in this area right here is you're waiting for this point to take place, for the cross of the 200, the VWAP, and everything. You don't want to trade here until the stock crosses the VWAP, which is right here. That's when you're going to start trading this stock. Now, if the stock did this here and then went down again, just forget it. Keep it on your radar. And when you start seeing this pattern, that's when you want to start watching it. All right? Because now is no good. Now it's down again, right? But here you had one good entry, you had two good entries, you had three good entries. And what do I always say? After 1, 2, 3 run-ups, that's a lot. You can expect it to start tanking again. Remember, this right here is your first run-up. This is your second. This is a small one, but third. And that's how it's going to be. Your first one's going to be your biggest. Your second's going to be smaller. And your third is going to be smaller. And you could put that on any chart out there. That's how it goes. Sometimes you'll get 4. Sometimes you'll get 5. Sometimes you'll get one big one, 2 big ones. Then you'll get a third smaller one. Sometimes you could have another nice fourth big one. But after 2 or 3 run-ups, you have to expect a pullback, right? That's just the way it is in this game. I mean, sometimes, like the ones that we catch, they don't happen every day, but the stocks that go from $3 or $4 up to $10, $20, $30, you'll see this pattern all day. Usually they won't pull back that far, but sometimes they do, and then they'll just keep going up. Okay, those are the ones that are going to make you a lot of money. But until we catch them, this is how you play the game. You follow the rules, right? The stock crossed here. We had the X. Everything was up. As soon as we broke that 20, that was your entry. It wasn't the right time. Your second entry, wrong time. Third entry, wrong time. Fourth entry, you made money. Right? So you don't worry about these 3 that aren't making you money. This is what's going to make you money. And now that you have your pattern, your direction, you can almost guarantee you're going to have another entry. And you did. Up here is where you kind of want to start saying, I don't know. You look at what it's done today. A lot of resistance, 2 run-ups. I'd call it quits, I wouldn't necessarily go after this third run-up. But could you? Absolutely. But again, you're looking at what the market's doing. What is the overall picture telling you today in the market? It's telling you use caution because anything is possible. And I've even said that the last 2 to 3 weeks. Everything has just been crazy. So let's go here and look at GEN. All right, this is a much better chart, right? On this chart, pre-market, it just went up. We had the dip and then the rip at the open. These are the ones that are beautiful. These are the charts that you really want to find, right? You had entries here. It bounced all off of the 20 all morning, all day. So your entry here, you crossed everything. This would have been your first entry. This would have been away from the 20 you could have sold. This would have been your second entry. Then we went into consolidation. Then you had your first candle to bust through that 20. Okay, then it pulled back to the 20. Then it went away and it pulled back and away and pulled back. Now that the 20 curved, you're no longer interested in this anymore. Okay, you made your money here. You made your money here. Find something else. Keep this up on your watch list. But the minute this breaks down, it's done. Stick a fork in it. Move on. Find something else that's going to make you money. Okay, we had a lot of stocks today that are just terrible charts. Let's go to FOUR. A lot of these came up on the pre-market scanner. A lot of these were on the scanner this morning, and they just turned to garbage, right? This right here at the opening bell, today at the opening bell was great, but everything that ran up, most of the stocks, if you were paying attention today, at the bell, they ran up and immediately fell lower than they were even in the pre-market. I mean, that was just like, are you kidding me? But here, right at the bell, this one would have been a great entry right here. Look at that profit. I mean, that's a huge profit. And then the 20, the VWAP, everything turns. We do not play this, right? We don't play that garbage. We don't play this sideways motion garbage. Even though this had an entry right here, looking at the big picture, that's not something that I would play. You're looking for patterns. You're looking for charts that look good, but this chart does not look good after this initial run-up. It just does not look good at all. Now let me go to, hang on one second. Let me get this off of here. SC, this is a beautiful chart, a beautiful pattern. In the morning, it wasn't so good. I don't know why this comes up so big like that every time. This is where you don't want to play. But this is where you do. Again, you broke the 20 right here on that little candle. You would not have had to got out of this at all. You could have stayed in this and rode it all the way up if you wanted. But again, you have 1 run, 2 run, 3 run. This one made a 4th run, but look now you got the double top. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 good entries on this. That would have been a beautiful play today. Now I know I have a lot of scanners. I have tons of them. I haven't pulled out these scanners in a while because the markets have been so good. But like I told you guys earlier, I'm constantly, aggressively finding ways to beat the system and get around the system. So I'm always looking for opportunities. And I forgot that I even had built these scanners. We actually had them built for us a while back. But they're powerful scanners. We paid a lot of money to get them built, but they're going to catch everything that's running. So let's go. Even Genius ran today. Look at the beautiful chart on GNUS from this morning. Genius wasn't on our scanners this morning. None of this stuff was. So, we have such a lot of great charts out there today. There's another really nice chart. You had a beautiful open. And then you had your pullback. It broke the 20. This was your first place. You should have even thought about trading this. This would have been your first entry. This just so happens to be a stock where you got in at the right time and it paid off. Right? Is everybody with me so far? If I'm still even live, I could be talking to myself again. I don't know. All right, cool. So yeah, guys, I know everybody's eager to make money. I know that's the name of the game, but one, you gotta know where to look. You gotta know where to find it. There have been plenty of good entries today. On a lot of stocks, even ones from this morning that were terrible at the bell. Here's another beautiful looking chart on Snow. It's a very high price stock. A lot of people wouldn't trade that. Let's just look at the percent changes that are on the scanner today. So right here, this one at the bell, you had your good entries on this one. This one is the one I was telling you guys about this morning. I took a trade on this one. I got in right here. I can't stand when that happens. Let me blow this up a little bit. Alright, so I got in right here. Okay, I sold about, I made 3 different sales the higher we went, and then I closed out here. Okay, I didn't buy in on this second run up because of the market, the way things have been. I'm comfortable and I don't know how to say, I'm satisfied with taking a 1 run because the way the markets have been, I don't know if we're going to get the second one. I don't know if we're going to get the first, second, third one. This one here, I waited, and I got another entry here, and I sold it right at the top here. Well, I sold it right here as this red candle started to form. And then I waited. It bounced off the 20. I got in again. I did not take this other one. I took 1, 2, 3 trades on this. Okay, and now it's starting to turn around again. But I feel bad for you guys. I don't want you guys stressing out like Darnella is. There's nothing rigged against you. It's how you're playing the game. You can get upset and stressed out, if that's what you're going to do, just stop trading, walk away. But I'm telling you, the rules that I'm teaching you, they should just be 100% stress-free. Even with the standard deviation lines, which you can't really see here, but right now on this one, it just, right here is where you're looking. Okay, right here is where you're telling yourself, all right, caramba. Okay, we bottomed out, right? And now it's starting to do something different, right? So here, for me, that would have been a good entry, even though we're not above the VWAP yet. I tell you guys to wait until you're more comfortable or trade small, right? So this one went all the way up and came back down, went all the way up and came back down. But it's making higher highs and higher lows. Okay, that's what you're looking for. You want to see these higher highs, okay? And you want to see the lows, higher lows. So now we're making higher highs and higher lows, okay? So this would have been an entry here, but you would have got stopped out here if you didn't sell here. In a market like this, sell on your first red bar. Don't wait till it comes back out and stops you out. Like I said before, when I trade, I usually sell as soon as the bars start going back down. And then I take that profit, and then I add more to my position size on the next bounce off the 20. So I'm selling on my way up, okay, and then I don't come back down. I'll wait for a new entry once I'm out, and then I put all my profits back in. Why would you want to hold your profits unless you're under the Pdt rule, right? You don't want to make all that money and then watch it disappear. That makes no sense unless you're under the Pdt rule, like you've seen us trade that small account. I mean, that would be really the only exception to that. But as long as you don't lose more than one bar, right? So you can theoretically, with a small account, if you want to gamble and hope it goes up, you can ride that up as long as it doesn't take you back out. So here, again, on retro, now we're looking good. You could have entered here, you would have been taken out here. You could have entered here on this bar again, and then you wouldn't be taken out yet, right? Now we're moving up. What is that one this morning? SKT. I said I wasn't going to trade it, but I told you guys exactly where to enter it. I think the line is still on there from this morning. Here's the line that we made this morning. You guys see the line? Right here. This is the line I told you. I said if you guys want to trade it, buy here, right? Buy on this line. I'm on the 5-minute chart, so let me get out of the 5-minute chart. Let me get on the 1 minute. This is the one that you called out this morning, Mark, you remember? And I drew the line, and I said I won't trade it the way everything's been. But I said if you're going to trade it, this would be the time to get in, and look what it did. You had a beautiful profit. I think Eric bought in here, and Eric made a nice profit, The way everything was, I would have been out right here. I wouldn't have got back in on that first red candle. Because remember, this one here, you had 1 run, 2 runs, 3 runs, 4 runs, 5 runs. And like I always say, that's going to be your max. 5 runs up, that's your max. It's coming down. Regardless, after 5, it's coming down. But that's why I didn't trade it here, because we already did 1, 2, 3, and then we were consolidating. Right? But I told you guys, you can see that line right here that I drew. The line is right here. I said, if you're going to get in now. And then you made that profit. So I just kind of wanted to jump on here, to see. Mark, do you know what ticker that was that Darmella was talking about? I still don't know. I just hate seeing you guys beat yourselves up. I really do, but FSR. So let's look at FSR. I can tell you right now, I wouldn't touch FSR. And I hope you guys understand why, right? Does anybody out there realize why we wouldn't touch this? I mean, for one, where's the 200? Your 200 is right here. I know, but if he's listening to me and following the rules, why are you trading a stock where everything is under the 200? Okay, this is your 200 moving average. We don't trade under the 200. You don't have direction there. Okay, you did have a nice bounce up here, right here. But again, if you're trading according to the rules, nobody should be trading a stock that is under the 200. Right? We're waiting for the crossover. We're waiting for your 20 to cross over the 200. that is where you're going to enter. Are y'all seeing that? Right? That's something we just went over. I don't even remember which one we went over it on, but I mean, you guys know that. That's the name of the game right here. Okay? We're not playing under the 200. Right here, you are under the 200. You don't have an entry, right? So he's getting all mad and beating himself up, but he's not listening to the rules. We do not play under the 200. And that's exactly why. You know, I'm not mad at him. You know, I care about each and every one of you guys, which is why I stopped what I was doing and came in here to go live for you guys. I don't want to see you guys losing. I don't. You know, I'm here. I want to help you guys win, but I can't help you if you're not going to help yourself. Right? We do not trade under the 200. We do not trade under the 200. Okay? We do not trade under the 200. We wait for the crossover. Okay? Everything was under the 200 here, right? You had one trade at the open, and it ran 2 bars, which is common for now the weeks that we're in, but we do not trade under the 200. So FSR is totally against what I'm teaching you guys. That is not our rules. That's what's going to make you do foolish things and cause you to lose. We do not, this came over here once, but you wouldn't have traded any of this. Nice, you took a trade on retro. Let's see where it's at. Yeah, so you got a perfect entry here, right here. You got 1 entry, 2 entries. Don't lose more than 1 bar. That's all you got to do. It hasn't breached it yet, but it's coming close. But if you got in on this, but it just depends on where in this bar you got in. So I don't want to confuse you. So wherever you got in on this bar, yeah. So for the new people here, if she got in on this bar to break the 200, that would have been her out point. If she got in here, that would have been her out. Had she got in right at the 20, she wouldn't have needed to get out if she didn't want to. Ideally, you want to get out, you know, once it starts going sideways like that. Okay? So now you're bouncing off the 20 again. I personally would wait for it to break all of this resistance right there, because that is now a form of resistance. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles going sideways. So I would wait for, if it's going to retest the 20 and this is going to continue to go up, yeah, we do not play any stocks that are below the 200. That's just foolishness. The 200 is telling you the direction. So if the next candle did that, I would wait for the next candle that's higher than that, that's going to take out the high, and then I would enter on that one. So I want you guys to understand that, okay? I mean, this is the strategy that we're teaching. And now that I see what he's talking about, you know, I can't help you if you're not going to help yourself. Okay? There's nothing I can do about it. We do not trade any stock that is underneath the 200. That's indicating a downtrend. Now let me back this out. And again, we haven't covered it 100%. Let me see here. Let me go to 2-day, 5-minute. The 5-day, actually, let me do this for you. Let's go to the 20-day, okay? The 20-day chart is clearly showing an uptrend, right? Now, your support is right here on this standard deviation channel, right? All standard deviation channels are pointing up for an uptrend, right? But right here, this is a downtrend, okay? This is going to be confirmation with that 200. So you go to the 5-day. Okay, now notice on the 5-day, the standard deviations aren't pointing straight up anymore. They're pointing sideways, right? And the stock is clearly going down. So now let's go to the 2-day. 2-day, 5-minute. Here's your warning sign. All of your standard deviation channels are telling you this stock is going down, right? You do not want to trade something that's going down. Now, irregardless of that, I'm recording this too, so you guys can go back in and watch it. And again, I'm doing this because I want you guys to succeed, okay? This is why I stopped what I was doing to come here and go live for you guys. But this is the biggest no-no. We do not trade when the stock is below the 200. Never, ever, ever. This is a garbage stock, okay? Who cares if you're missing out on this move, right? Again, if you want to be profitable, you have to follow the rules. That's why people succeed in this game. Nobody in their right mind on Wall Street would touch this stock under the 200. No matter how much money they get paid or make. They're not going to worry about missing this. They wouldn't touch it. If they did, they would probably be fired. I can tell you they guaranteed would be fired if they bought a stock that was trading below the 200. Okay, now on the other hand, they would be shorting this stock, right? Again, we're not in shorting yet, but we will be soon. But that's why you don't chase stocks, okay? You just don't. Once you get the hang of this pattern, a couple of months from now, okay, yes, you can start entering positions down here. I wouldn't recommend it at all. I do it, but I've been doing this forever, okay? I wouldn't have entered down here, but the first break of the 20, I would have took a trade on this, even though it was under the 200. But again, that's going to come as you learn. That's going to come with experience. That's going to come when you're on that football field and you're actually getting hit by bigger players than you. Okay? Because you're not going to gain any experience unless you're getting hit by other players. That's how you're going to learn. Like I said the other day, no amount of reading any books on golf or watching videos, it's going to mean absolutely nothing until you pick up that putter and get on the golf course. The same is true for the stock market. It doesn't matter how many videos you watch, how many books you read. Your experience starts the second you enter a trade in the stock market. That's when your experience starts. It doesn't start with reading books or watching videos, right? It doesn't start at paper trading. It starts the minute you put your own money on the line. That's when you're going to start learning. And I'm telling you now, if you follow what I'm teaching you, you will, I promise you, you will be in the top 10% of the best traders in the world. If you listen to what I tell you and you don't deviate from it. I guarantee you that. Okay? I don't have anything to guarantee it with you because I'm doing this all for free. But I guarantee you, you will be amongst the top 10%, and I would go as far as even to say in the top 5% of the traders out there if you listen to what I'm telling you. Okay? We do not trade stocks below the 200. Just burn it up. Get it out of here. Okay? Because what this here is, that's what your account's going to look like. Okay? Next rule. We do not lose more than one bar. You might have 25, 35, 300, 400 losers, right? But that's okay because when you hit your winners, look how many losers you can fit inside of one winner, right? I gotta be careful, I might buy something. Okay? One winner is gonna take out all your losers. The last few weeks have been terrible. There have been trades out there, but you're going to have a few losses before you get that one big win. That's what these last few weeks are producing right now, okay? You're going to have those few losses. Let's just look at Genius, okay? You had a good entry here. You pulled back another good entry, right? Now let's look right in here. So you had a couple of really nice wins on Genius, okay? Now let me show you where your losses would be, okay? It looks like, from what I can see right off the top of my head, is there was only 2 losses. Had you entered right here, it would have been an excellent entry, okay? You're above the VWAP. You came back to the 20. Now you just crossed it. Boom, you enter. Where's your exit? Right here. That's your first loss, right? Had you entered here, you never did come back down. So you theoretically could have rode this up as high as you wanted, as greedy as you wanted to be, right? You could have rode this all the way up. Higher highs, higher lows, okay? So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, what do we do after 5? You cut it. Done. Find another trade, because 5 is pretty much going to be the max. So even if you got in here and held it, you held it for only 5 runs, I would hope, or less. Or until you saw a massive red bar. Okay? If it makes a run up like this, and then it comes down and breaks through that 20, you get out. Okay? You don't wait for another run up. You don't wait for another one of these run ups. And right here, you had a massive bar, but it came back to the 20. It broke the 20. So if you got in here, you would have wanted to get out as soon as this bar started forming. And the great things with these cheap stocks like this is, as this bar is forming, you've all seen it. You know, it goes like, let me get this thing. Like this bar in Tesla would just form before you could even blink. But in these stocks, you see them. Like they'll go down and they'll come up, right? As they're going down, you're like, all right, that's a big red bar. I'm out. Cut your losses. So again, you would have had one bad entry on this and a couple of nice wins. So let me just pop through here, see what else is out there. WTI was another good one. He called that out this morning. I have it written down here right on my notebook from this morning. But when he called it out this morning, it didn't do anything. What time did he call it out? He said something about WTI this morning when we went live, because I wrote it down and it's here in my book. WTI. So anyhow, it didn't take off until the bell. But again, if you're following the rules, you had this on your those two are just the pre-market and the pre-market gap up. I linked them here in Discord. They're underneath one of the channels, the pre-market scanners. And then the two that typically I rely on, if you look right here in public, once the bell rings, I'll put percent changers, and then I'll come down and put the gap up. So this is what I'll use, and I'll have the volume set for my percent changers. Or, my percent changers usually up top, and then the gap up I'll usually flip-flop by the shares. Because you'll catch the runners before they actually run. Yeah, I don't know why that's happening. Everybody that's here, do you want to build it real quick? You guys can build the scanner right here with me now. So if everybody that's here right now, come up here to your chart, hit the scan button. Alright, so come up to your chart, hit this scan button. And now we're going to load. Well, I'm going to do this. Okay, well, actually, let me do this. So everybody, get your screen like this. If you have anything that's here, exit out like I just did. And let me just load something to show you. Pound losers. This here, the pound losers here is a scanner that we got for looking for cheap stocks and good entries for swing trades, but we'll share that later. So let's load this scan query. Down here, I got a lot of pre-market scanners set up. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is click right here, click Add Filter. And I'm just going to do it with you. Okay, that's going to bring you up a stock filter. Now you're going to want to click here and scroll down till you find last. Okay, so once you get that stock open, you're going to scroll down and click on the last. No, you're not going to load anything. Alright, let me back up. So let me X out all of this. When you come on here, if there's anything here, you see me Xing everything out? If there's anything there, I'll just start here from scratch with you, okay? First thing you're going to want to do is hit Add Filter, and then click Stock. And next you're going to want to scroll down here. Yeah, I could do that too. Let me see. Well, anyhow, we're here. I'll just walk you through this because I'm going to explain something and you can build your own. So you're going to put the last. What last means is it's going to tell you, it's going to find stocks that you're looking for that's making a new high from the previous day. Okay, so I usually don't want stocks that are under $1. So you guys can do this however you want. You can put in like 0.50 cents, okay? And you're just looking for stocks that are a minimum of 50 cents. If you're on a small account, I would recommend this setup. Okay, you want to stick with stocks between 50 cents and $30. Okay, so that would be your first filter there. Then you're going to want to come in again and do another stock filter. And you're going to want to go to volume. So you got two stock filters. The first one is set at last. The second one is set at volume. Okay, you're going to want volume to be at least 100,000. So you're going to put 100,000 there. You're going to leave your max empty. You don't care how many people are there. All right. Now your third filter, you're going to want to put study. I'm not looking for the ADX crossover. You see, these are things that you guys can come in here and build your own scanners here. Give me a minute to find it. I haven't built scanners in a while. But you can pretty much build any kind of scanner you want. We have scanners that we paid to have built because they have custom things that Thinkorswim doesn't have that they're looking for. Study Not, I don't know what Study Not is. Let me look at what that scanner has in it. Okay, so the study filter is not in this, so delete your study filter. Alright, I'm going to delete everything out of here. Hang on one second. Okay, so you're just going to want the 4 stock filters. The percent change, we're going to put at 3%. With no maximum. The beta we're not going to use. And you could show as many stocks as you want here. You can pick that. And it'll limit the amount that it's going to show you. And you could rearrange your percent change to however you want. I like the highest ones on top. And you'll see these are the ones that are on the other scanners from today. But these are this is pre-market. So you're looking for the pre-market. But I'm wondering if I'm loading the wrong one here. Let me add a filter. Let me add that study filter back. Just bear with me for a minute. No, we didn't use an IV percentile. I'm just looking here real quick. Yeah, I'll have to mess around with that. But all you need here is your well, the percent change is there. That's the stock. We already got the percent change. So that's what you're looking for. This is going to pull up all your scanners. Now, you'll have 3 stock scanners here. Study price change. I don't have the study price change in that specific scanner, but that's what I'm saying. You guys can play around with this while you're here. And ay caramba, price performance, yeah. Price change. There you go. So that's what this is missing. Thank you, Mark, again. So you want your percent change? I set mine at 3%. You could set yours for whatever. And now you got your study here with your price change from the previous close. Now you can put this however you want. I like this to be at least 4% because it's going to eliminate a lot of the stocks greater than the last 10 bars ago. So this I'll usually put down a little bit because you'll catch more runners that way. So again, you can see here a lot of these stocks are the ones that were running this morning, but it's pulling them all up here on this scanner. If you try and run this after hours, it's not going to work. And you can limit it down. Now the percent change, if you put in a maximum here, okay, let's say we want a maximum of, or we want a minimum of 10%, right, with no maximum. If you're looking for stocks that just got a minimum with no maximum, and then you run a new scan, it's not going to show you that big list. Okay? This is what it's going to show you. But you necessarily don't want it like this because you're limiting yourself to the previous, the ones that could come up here. So you guys can mess around with this and see how you want to put it. But if you do like 3%, and I'll just leave that. Let me get rid of that. All right, am I missing something here? Why does this keep coming up here? All right, let's just put this at 100. I'm really not sure what's going on with it. Is anybody else having this problem right now where nothing's loading? Well, how did that get to... I made this video for you, Darmella. I was hoping you'd be there. I recorded it so you could see, but FSR was a stock that you shouldn't have been in the first place because it was under the 200. Oh my goodness. What is going on with this? So this is terrible for showing you guys how to build a scanner. Just so you know, there we go. Alright, maybe there was something in the coding when I messed around with it. But you want to leave the max empty. You can put this from 4%, or you can put it whatever percent you want. But the lower the percent, the more stocks you're going to pull up. The higher percent, you're going to get less stocks. It's going to give you the stocks that are trading from 8% and up, as opposed to if you go in and put 1%, now you're going to get like 10 billion stocks, because, you know, typically, and it's going to show you what you put in. If you want 2,000, I can pretty much guarantee you it's going to pull up every stock for 2,000, because every stock, yeah, you see a very large number of symbols. So you want to narrow your search down. So like 4 or 5% is good. It's going to narrow your search down, give you a lot less garbage to look at. So let's see, even at a 500, there isn't 500 stocks that are doing this well today. So I usually keep that at 50 anyhow. So that's all you got to do to build your pre-market scanner. You want your day on day. You could use day for different things, but I'd have to make another video. I haven't built scanners in a really long time, which is why I'm a little confused right now. But and then once you're done building it, is everybody here on this right now? Do you guys have all this done, or did I confuse you more than I helped you? Because I kind of confused myself on this. So let me see if I could take a screenshot of this. I know you could screenshot somewhere on here. Thought it wasn't set up. But apparently sharing it isn't cutting it. Yeah, I don't see anywhere where to save it. But are you guys there? Do you guys have this down? Can you see all this that I got? The stock study. Yeah, you could tweak all of this. You know, you can, the 25 cent, if you want higher price stocks, you know, put it, let's go $5, okay? Because I have different scanners for different things when I'm trading. In the morning, these are typically the stocks that are going to run pre-market, okay? So I keep my settings accordingly. But if you go from $5 to 500, you're going to catch bigger name stocks. And some of these that are over, let's go $100 and see what's moving in the big boys world. So BURL and then NRGU. But now you're talking, you'd have to adjust all this, because bigger stocks, obviously, if they make a $5, $10 move, that's going to be a different percentile. So, yeah, so once you're all done with that, come not to this first one, come to this second one, okay? And then you're going to hit Save Scan Query As, and then you just name it whatever. I'm not going to save this because it's not right. The 3 lines under demand is your screenshot. So once you do that, you just put a name in and then hit save. And then once you do that, you can come over here by your watch list and go to your personal, and then it's going to show you your scanner. Alright, but we have tons of scanners. I have 3 rows of personal because I have things set up for different items. Let me see if I can find that screenshot. Ah, there it is. Okay. When I get back out of here, I'll load the scanner setups for. I'll take the screenshots and put them in with the scanner tab on Discord. But Darmella, are you still there? Oh my goodness, I gotta get the kids from school. I didn't realize what time it was. So I got to boogie you real quick. But are you there, Darmella? What was that ticker again, guys? I thought it was FSR. You're welcome. Alright, what is going on? Why is this FSR? That's what I got in here. Why is it looking like all weird on me? I don't know. I'm going to upload the video when I get back, but I got to run and get the kids. But you guys could talk on the platform there. But just, hey, let's remember, I want to keep that general tab open. I put in FRX, but it's not loading it. Watch. FRX. Alright, maybe now. No, see, it's coming up with this. That's not it, is it? FSR. FSR. Okay, here we are. Man, I am not with it. So, Darmella, this is what I was telling them. We do not trade anything that is trading below the 200. This chart, you should have just looked at it and immediately left it alone. Even though it made this move, we don't trade on a downtrend. We don't trade underneath the 200. You don't ever want to trade a stock that's trading below the 200. Yeah, you never trade in anything. This is what I was telling him. You'll have to rewatch the video. I'm not going to go over it all again right now. I got to run and get the kids. But, you know, where's the one that I told you? Retro. I told everybody about this several times. And again, I really want you to watch the video, Darmella. But here you have, you know, you had a few good entries on this that I took this morning. Then once this crosses like this and it's on a downtrend, you just forget it. You don't trade it again. All right, for you guys to trade on this, like I was saying earlier, when you rewatch the video, I want you guys to stay above the VWAP until you know the strategy 100%. Okay, this would have been a beautiful entry. But Darmella, remember, with the strategy, you're always going to get in at the right time here, but you got to follow the one bar rule and get out right here. Then you wait for another entry. So here you would have had, you know, had you this has been bouncing, and I know Russo has traded it and got in and out. Okay, so if you got in here, you would have been out right here. You're not losing any money. You are minimizing your risk. You have to follow the one bar rule. You're not going to win every entry. Again, remember, your small loss is going to be a big win, and you can fit a lot of losses inside every win. So if it doesn't go your way, you're out, and then you try again when the rules tell you to. But when you have a big red 200 and everything is under it, we do not trade that. We don't touch it until everything crosses back above it. Okay, we don't trade under the 200, but guys, I got to run right now. So I'll get all this uploaded as soon as I get back for you. Alright guys, have a great day, and I hope this helps you guys today some. But again, you want to stay away from those junky looking charts. Trade the rules, don't lose more than one bar.